Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and in this video we're going to be talking about why your ex will suddenly, out of nowhere, start acting distant. There are a couple different situations that could potentially cause this. We're going to go through those. The first one is, the two of you recently broke up. The second one is that maybe you have been having interactions that haven't been terrible. Like, sure, if you have like a big argument or something, you could understand why they would get distant. But the other reason is like, okay, things have actually been going good. Why have they gotten distant? So let's go ahead and get into these two. The first one is, the two of you broke up recently. Again, breakups can happen in all sorts of different ways. Sometimes they're very dramatic. Sometimes there's lots of fighting and crying and all of this sort of stuff. Other times they're, more calm, more rational. Like, hey, this isn't working out. Like, I think we should break up. And so there's all of these different things that can happen. Now, obviously, if you did have a dramatic breakup and, maybe there's a lot of intense emotions, crying or something like that, your ex may leave that sort of situation feeling actually guilty. It's pretty well known that, people on the receiving end of a breakup feel rejected. They feel sad. They feel terrible. They feel like this relationship that they wanted has been taken from them. But what's not equally well known is that your ex actually feels a sense of guilt for hurting you. If it's very clear and evident to them that they hurt you, then they probably feel a sense of guilt. And it's because of this sense of guilt that they may actually create distance. They may not want to be close to you because it reminds them of the time that they hurt you. They may not want to contact you or text you or interact with you because it just reminds them that they hurt you, or it reminds them of the pain that they've been through as the result of the breakup. Maybe either they've inflicted on you or that they experienced as well through the process of breaking up. So that is something that could be causing them to become distant. Now, when it comes to situations like this, what we want to do is we want to really set a certain kind of intention in place, a certain understanding or a certain agreement in place so that the two of you can interact in a more neutral sort of sense. After you go through a breakup with someone, there's all of this confusion. It's like, how do we fit into each other's lives right now? Are we supposed to hate each other's guts? I've seen on TV and movies that you're supposed to hate your ex's guts, but we don't have this big, dramatic breakup. Or maybe we do have this big dramatic breakup, but maybe I still have mixed feelings about you. I don't know. There's all of these questions. And so what happens is people often feel kind of awkward and uncertain when it comes to interacting with their exes. Maybe you feel this ways too, sometimes when you're trying to interact with your ex. And so what we want to do is we want to create an understanding between you and your ex that, hey, this is how we're going to interact with one another. Because if they're just trying to fill in the blanks themselves, if they're just trying to say, well, I don't know, I don't want to seem silly, like, should I contact them? Am I going to risk hurting them again? Maybe I'm going to give them false hope. I don't know. Rather than both of you keeping each other at arm's distance and just sort of like dancing around this awkward and uncomfortable kind of dynamic between the two of you, let's call it out. Let's actually create the intention and say, okay, hey, things are a little bit weird right now between the two of us. I know it might be a little bit confusing how we fit into each other's lives, but here's what I know. I know that we definitely are broken up. However, I also know that I like you as a person. I like talking to you and connecting with you. So what do we say? We just connect with one another. And if it ever seems like things are getting kind of weird or anything like that, just let me know and I'll let you know as well. Does that sound like something you can agree to? And that can be something that actually kind of resets things between the two of you, especially if they start acting distant. Because oftentimes they're acting distant in this situation because they just don't know how to interact with you. Either they feel guilty, either they feel embarrassed, or maybe they're just like not sure how the two of you are supposed to fit into each other's lives, and so they're playing it really cautious. There could be all of these reasons. And so what we want to do is we want to address it and create a new intention that the two of you can actually step into together. Now, the second reason that your ex might act distant towards you is because you did not hit the like button for this video. Seriously, go ahead and hit it. It'll help a lot. I'm pretty sure it won't hurt. Okay, joking aside. The second reason why your ex might act distant all of a sudden is because you may have actually been having good interactions with them, and the two of you may have been getting actually pretty close. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, they start to act distant. this is actually pretty common. It can be really confusing for a lot of people that we've worked with in the past, but when you understand where this is coming from, it makes a lot of sense. So this is what we call a positive pullback. Now, what exactly is a positive pullback, and what causes it to happen, and how do you deal with it? So first of all, the positive pullback happens because your ex is going through their own emotional journey of learning to trust and interact with you again. You know, I've talked about this before in our video playlist on the 5 stages your ex goes through in getting back together with you. In case you need that, there's a video card right up here on that playlist. Go ahead and check it out. A lot of people have said it's been really helpful for them. The main point here is that when your ex broke up with you, again, nobody wants to think of themselves as the kind of person that goes out there and hurts other people. Your ex might feel guilty about breaking up with you. They might feel guilty about giving up on a relationship. They might feel guilty about hurting you, about the pain that happened in the past or something like that. And so what we often do is we try to make sense of what happened. So we start to maybe massage the truth, I guess you could say, to create a version of reality that allows us to live with ourselves moving forward. And so what your ex may have done is that they have distorted, generalized, deleted, rearranged reality in some way to make a version of you in their mind that's worth breaking up with. Granted, maybe they didn't have to work that hard. Maybe there were a lot of major problems in your relationship, but maybe they did have to work pretty hard. Maybe they did have to, take this thing that you did once and say that you always did it. Or this one time you let them down and you say that you're so untrustworthy, I can never trust you, or something like that. But basically they had to create an image of you in their mind that was worth breaking up with. And so what happens when you have these positive interactions with them, these great interactions where you're connecting and bonding and all of that stuff, is you're starting to call this negative image of you that they've created in their mind into doubt. And this can happen because maybe you've gone through some changes. Maybe the version of you that they created that's negative is not an accurate version of you, or maybe some combination of the two things. But you're calling this version of you that they have in their mind into doubt. And they're starting to say, well, okay, what is it? Are you this really negative version of you that I thought that you were? Or are you this like totally relaxed, easygoing, positive version of you that I saw the last time that we talked or interacted or met up in person or whatever? And this can be kind of confusing because now they're starting to say, well, what is it? Was that just you on your best behavior? Was that you using some sort of gimmick? Maybe my judgment of you is wrong. Maybe I was wrong when I thought that you were like emotionally disconnected or numb or not wanting to take things seriously. And so what happens is they actually pull back because they're trying to determine which version they want to put their faith in. This is them learning to trust themselves. This is them learning to trust you. This is really a big exercise in trust, really. And so what they saw were 2 distinct versions of you, and they're not sure which one is real. They're not sure which one they should trust. And this can be what causes that pullback to happen. This is a positive pullback. You have a positive interaction. There's a pullback because they're questioning which version is the right version for them to put their trust, their faith, their hope, their everything in. And so what you want to do in this sort of situation is to continue to show up as that positive version of yourself. Every time you have an interaction that is positive, that allows you to bring yourself to the interaction as that positive version of yourself, what you're doing is you're putting more faith, more fuel, and more weight into that positive version of you in their mind, and you're taking away that negative version of you. You're sort of pulling it down piece by piece, erasing it a little bit at a time. And what's going to happen is over time, your ex is going to put more and more trust into the positive version and less trust into the negative version. And that is really how you deal with a positive pullback. So when it comes to your ex pulling back all of a sudden, these are the 2 main reasons that they might do it. Obviously, there's other reasons as well, too. Like maybe they just got really busy at work, or there's some sort of family crisis, or they got sick or something like that. But things that may be more directly related to you that you actually have control over are these 2 things. They're feeling something as the result of the breakup and they're keeping their distance. Maybe they don't know how to interact with you. Maybe they're feeling awkward or whatever. Or they're having this question of like, well, which version of you is the one that actually is there? Which one of you is the one that I should put my faith and trust in? And, just so you know, we do have our course called the X Solution Program, where we help you to kind of create that emotional connection with your ex and really build up that positive version of you rather than the negative version of you. And if it is something that you want to learn more about, please go to our website, modernlove.life/ESP. That's modernlove.life/E as in X, S as in solution, P as in program. And you can go ahead and learn more about ESP. It does talk more about connecting on that emotional level and all of that stuff. But check it out if it's right for you.